Hello everyone. Today we will see how to convert between different coordinate systems, that is how to convert between rectangular, cylindrical and spherical coordinate systems. First of all, we start with the conversion between rectangular and cylindrical coordinate systems. In rectangular coordinates, we represent any vector A as ax, ax cap plus ay cap plus az, az cap. Ax represents the length of the vector along x-axis. Similarly, in cylindrical coordinates, we represent any vector A as arrow cap plus a cap plus az cap. This represents the length of the vector along rho, that is the radius. This is the length of the vector along phi, and this is the length of the vector along z. This component az cap remains same in both coordinate systems. Hence, this component need not to be changed. Now, if we see a point in XYZ plane, this is XYZ plane, we see any point P, XYZ, the projection in XY plane, say rho, this is making angle phi with x-axis, this is the height of the point Z. Now, if we want to take the projection of this rho along x, it will be cos phi. Therefore, ax cap dot arrow cap is equal to cos phi. Similarly, ay cap dot arrow cap is equal to sin phi, and az cap dot arrow cap is equal to 0. It means the projection of rho along z. As we know, rho phi z are mutually perpendicular to each other. Therefore, az cap dot arrow cap is equal to 0. Now, to understand in a better way, draw x and y. This is x, this is y. This is the direction of arrow cap. This is angle phi. So, component of arrow along x is cos phi and along y is sin phi. This is sin phi and this is cos phi. From this we get these two. Now, we know a phi is perpendicular to arrow cap. Therefore, this is a phi direction. It is moving anti-clockwise in this direction. By the rule of geometry, the angle between the two lines is same as the angle between their perpendiculars. Therefore, this angle will also be phi. Since y is perpendicular to x and a phi is perpendicular to arrow, hence this angle comes as phi. So, a phi cap dot ax cap is equal to minus sin phi. A phi cap dot ay cap is equal to cos phi, and a phi cap dot az cap is equal to 0 since phi is perpendicular to z. Similarly, we write az cap dot ax cap is equal to 0, az cap dot ay cap is equal to 0, and az cap dot az cap is equal to 1. Dot product of any two vectors is a dot b, that is a b cos theta. If theta is 90 degree, then dot product is 0. Theta is the angle between the two vectors a and b. Now, how can we express the coordinates as a function of each other? X can be expressed as rho cos phi, y is equal to rho sin phi, and z equals to z. In this, rho is the radius in xy plane. Therefore, rho is written as under root x square plus y square, and phi is equal to tan inverse y by x, and z is equal to z. We can also express these in matrix form as a rho, a phi and az is equal to cos phi, sin phi and 0 minus sin phi, cos phi, 0, 0, 0, 1. This is ax, ay and az. That is, we are expressing lengths in cylindrical coordinates as a function of rectangular coordinates. If we want to come from cylindrical to rectangular coordinates, then ax, ay, az is equal to cos phi minus sin phi, 0, sin phi, cos phi, 0, 0, 0, 1. This is a rho, a phi and az. This is basically the transpose of this matrix. Similarly, we can convert between rectangular and spherical coordinates. Here we express rectangular to spherical coordinate systems. In rectangular coordinates, we express this vector A as ax, ax cap plus ay, ay cap plus az, az cap. And in spherical coordinates, we express this as ar, ar cap plus a theta cap plus a phi cap. Now, if we see on xyz plane, xyz plane, this is r making angle theta with z. Projection of this on xy plane is rho making angle phi with x-axis. Now, what is x coordinate? This x coordinate is equal to rho cos phi as we saw in cylindrical. But here rho is equal to r sin theta. Therefore, x is equal to r sin theta cos phi. Similarly, y coordinate is equal to rho sin phi. Therefore, r sin theta sin phi. And z coordinate is equal to r cos theta. Similarly, we can express this r theta phi in terms of xyz. R is the radius, which is nothing but the distance from the origin. Therefore, written as x square plus y square plus z square. Theta is equal to tan inverse rho upon z, because rho is equal to r sin theta and z is equal to r cos theta. You divide these two, we will get this angle theta. And phi is the angle from x-axis. Therefore, tan inverse y by x. Now, if we want to express these transformations in matrix form, then first we need to understand the dot product. AR cap dot AX cap is equal to sin theta cos phi. This means the component of R in x direction. Next, AR cap dot AY cap is equal to sin theta sin phi. AR cap dot AZ cap is equal to cos theta. Now, we know that A theta dot AX cap, this is AR cap direction, and if we write this one, here this is R vector, theta vector, this is AR cap direction. Perpendicular to this is A theta cap, and here we have rho, this is phi, angle from x-axis. So this is A phi cap, this is A rho cap, and this is A phi cap. From that diagram we can write A theta dot AX cap is equal to cos theta cos phi, A theta cap dot AY cap is equal to cos theta sin phi, and A theta cap dot AZ cap is equal to minus sin theta. Similarly, we can have these relations. A phi cap dot AX cap is equal to minus sin phi, A phi cap dot AY cap is equal to cos phi, and A phi cap dot AZ cap is equal to 0. For all these, we can remember this diagram. Y, Z, this is x-axis, this is r, theta, projection of this is rho, this is phi. Now, if we want to express in matrix form, then we write AR, A theta and A phi is equal to sin theta cos phi, sin theta sin phi, cos theta cos phi, cos theta sin phi, minus sin theta cos phi 0. This is AX, AY and AZ. For inverse transformation, we have AX, AY, AZ is equal to sin theta cos phi, cos theta cos phi and minus sin phi, sin theta sin phi, cos theta sin phi and cos phi, cos theta minus sin theta and 0. This is AR, A theta, this is A phi. This matrix is basically the transpose of this one. If you remember one matrix, we can get the other one. Next, we see what all operations can be performed on vectors. First operation is addition and subtraction. Suppose we have any two vectors, a vector as ax cap plus ay cap plus az cap, and vector b as bx ax cap plus by ay cap plus bz az cap. Then a vector plus b vector, this is as each component is independent of the other component, so we have to deal each component independently. Hence this is written as ax plus bx plus ay plus by plus az plus bz. This is ax cap, this is ay cap, this is az cap. Similarly, we can find out a vector minus b vector. This is ax minus bx ax cap plus ay minus by ay cap plus az minus bz az cap. Also, there are certain rules by which we can add the two vectors, such as parallelogram law. But this is only applicable for two-dimensional vector. Now, here we draw two vectors and complete the parallelogram. That is vector A, this is vector B, and we complete a parallelogram. Then this is vector C, which is A vector plus B vector. And for A vector minus B vector, we will draw this one. This is vector D representing A vector minus B vector. Now we can use a direct formula from this. Suppose this is angle between the two vectors theta, then A plus B, that is mod C, is equal to under root mod A square mod B square plus 2 mod A mod B cos theta, where this mod A and mod B represents the length of vector A and B. Similarly, we can write D vector as under root A vector A square plus B square minus 2 AB cos theta. Next, the most common operation is the dot product. Next, we look at about the dot product. This is also known as inner product. Suppose we are having two vectors like this. This is angle theta. Then we write A vector dot B vector is equal to mod A mod B cos theta. Here actually we are going from vector domain to scalar domain. Therefore this is also known as scalar product. Now what is the significance of this dot product? Suppose I want to find out a component of vector A in the direction of vector B. Then we represent the direction as B cap. Direction is always represented in terms of a vector. Therefore B cap is equal to B vector divided by mod B. So component of vector A in the direction of B can be written as A vector in the direction of B, that is B cap, which is written as A vector dot B vector divided by mod B. Hence A vector dot B vector upon mod B, that is mod A cos theta, which represents the component of vector A in the direction of vector B. This dot product is helpful if we want to find out the angle between the two vectors. Suppose the angle between the two vectors is theta, then we find out the angle between the two vectors as A vector dot B vector divided by mod A mod B. For mutually orthogonal vectors, this theta is equal to 90 degree. Hence cos theta is equal to 0. Therefore A dot B is equal to 0. So whenever dot product is 0, it means the two vectors are mutually perpendicular to each other. Now how to perform this dot product? Let's see for different unit vectors. Ax cap dot Ax cap. Since both these vectors are in same direction, so the angle between them is 0 degree, and also both are of unit magnitude. So we write Ax cap dot Ax cap as 1 into 1 cos 0, that is 1. Similarly Ay cap dot Ay cap is equal to 1. Az cap dot Az cap is equal to 1. And we know Ax cap dot Ay cap. Since both are in perpendicular directions, so theta is 90 degree and of unit magnitude. 1 into 1 into cos 90, that is 0. Similarly Ax cap dot Az cap is 0. Ay cap dot Az cap is equal to 0. Also the dot product is commutative. Hence we can say that A dot B is equal to B dot A, because it is a scalar quantity. Now how to perform this dot product in Cartesian coordinate system? Suppose A vector is given as Ax cap plus Ay cap plus Az cap, and vector B is given as Bx Ax cap plus By Ay cap plus Bz Az cap. Then A dot B. As we know, Ax can be taken dot product with Ax only, as its dot product with Y and Z will be 0. Hence A dot B can be written as Ax Bx plus Ay By plus Az Bz. That is, we have to take the product of corresponding components and sum them. This will give us dot product between the two vectors. We have to take these two corresponding components and then sum them up. Similarly, we can define cross product. Here we are going from vector to vector. Therefore, this is also called as vector product, since the resultant is a vector quantity. Now cross product A cross B. will be equal to determinant of ax cap, ay cap, az cap, components of A and components of B. Just take the determinant of it. This will come out as ax cap ay bz minus by az minus ay cap ax bz minus bx az plus az cap ax by minus bx ay. As we see, it is resulting in a vector quantity, that is, it will have certain direction. Suppose we are having two vectors, vector A, vector B, angle between them is theta. Then A cross B is equal to mod A mod B sine theta into n cap. This n cap, it is a normal vector, that is a vector which is perpendicular to both of these, A vector and B vector, vector perpendicular to both of this and of unit magnitude. How to find its direction? If we keep our fingers of right hand in the direction of vector A and then curl them around vector B, then the direction of thumb gives us the direction of normal vector. In the above figure, this figure, if we keep our fingers in the direction of vector A and curl them or fold them towards B, then thumb will be pointing out of the plane of the paper. In this manner, you keep your fingers in the direction of A, curl it around B, then the thumb will be pointing towards out of the plane of the paper. Hence, this is the direction of the normal vector. Now, if we want to find out B cross A, then keep the fingers in the direction of vector B, curl them or fold them along vector A. Then thumb will be pointing out of the plane of the paper represented by cross. This is the direction of the normal vector. Hence, we can see that A vector cross B vector is negative of B vector cross A vector. That is, vector product is not commutative, even though the magnitude is same but the direction is opposite. If both the vectors are in same direction, that is theta equal to 0 degree, then A cross B is equal to null vector. We can't write it as 0 because its magnitude will be 0 but it will certainly have some direction. Now for unit vectors, say we have this y, x, this is z. If we keep our fingers in x direction and curl them towards y, then the thumb will be pointing towards z, that is ax cross ay is equal to az cap. Similarly, ay cap cross az cap is equal to ax cap, az cap cross ax cap is equal to ay cap. And see the opposite one, ay cap cross ax cap is equal to minus az cap. Az cap cross ay cap is equal to minus ax cap. Ax cap cross az cap is equal to minus ay cap. The easier way to remember this is by forming a cycle. X, y, z. This is the cycle. If we go in clockwise direction, then we get a positive result. And if we go in anti-clockwise direction, then we get a negative result. Clockwise, by the sense I mean that ax cross ay, we will get az cap, this one. Ay cap cross az cap, we will get ax cap. Az cap cross ax cap, we will get ay cap, this one. Now go in anti-clockwise direction. Ay cap cross ax cap, we get minus az cap, this one. Similarly, az cap cross ay cap, we get minus ax cap, this one. And ax cap cross az cap, we get ay cap. Therefore, clockwise movement results in positive result. Anti-clockwise movement will give you negative result. Hence, from this discussion, I can say that cross product is not commutative and its direction is obtained by right hand thumb rule. Now, next type of product is scalar triple product. Scalar triple product. As the name suggests, here we will have 3 vectors and still the output will be scalar. For this, we take cross product of 2 vectors that will result in a vector quantity, and then take dot product with the third vector which will give us a scalar quantity. So this is written as A vector dot B cross C, which is written as ax cap plus ay cap plus az cap dot determinant of ax cap, ay cap, az cap, bx, by, bz, cx, cy, cz. We know ax will be multiplied by ax cap, so it becomes ax, ay, az, bx, by, bz, cx, cy, cz. This gives us a scalar triple product. Next comes the vector triple product. Vector triple product. Here the product of 3 vectors gives us a vector. It is written as A cross B cross C, and this is not equal to A cross B cross C. That is, it is not associative. Now, how to define this? A cross B cross C is equal to A dot C B vector minus A dot B C vector. Next we come to the concept of gradient. Gradient is nothing but the differential operator. It is used to take the derivatives in case of vectors. Gradient is nothing but a differential operator. It is represented as del. This is called as del operator. This gradient basically converts the scalar quantity into a vector quantity. For example, we are having 3 equipotential surfaces. Potential of this is V. This is V plus dV. This is V plus 2 dV. That means I am incrementing by an amount of dV. What are equipotential surfaces? The surface which has same potential at all the points on its surface. Suppose we are having a point P. This is Q, length L. This is Q dash, length L dash, and this is Q double dash, length L double dash. Now, in PQ direction, we can write the derivative as dV by dl. In PQ dash, we can write dV by dl dash, and in PQ double dash direction, we write dV upon dl double dash. As we see here, L double dash is more than L dash then L. That means dV by d double dash is less than dV by dl dash is less than dV by dl. From this we can say that smaller the distance, higher is the derivative. So we take perpendicular distance, because perpendicular distance between any two points is the minimum distance. So if we take perpendicular direction of the surface, then we get a maximum derivative, and this is called as gradient. So gradient basically represents the direction of the maximum change or the maximum rate of change. Now how to represent this gradient? Suppose grad V, we tell this as grad V. Remember, V is some scalar quantity. We write it as del V by del X Ax cap, del V by del Y Ay cap, plus del V by del Z Az cap. This is partial derivative of the scalar quantity V with respect to X. This is partial derivative with respect to y, and this is partial derivative with respect to z. This grad V is the perpendicular to the surface. Its direction is perpendicular to its surface. Suppose this is the surface. Therefore, grad V represents the direction perpendicular to its surface. Basically, grad, this is given as del by del x Ax cap plus del by del y Ay cap plus del by del z Az cap. Now, if we want to find out the directional derivative, we want directional derivative. What is this directional derivative? It is the derivative of a function in a particular direction. Let's say gradient is a derivative in perpendicular direction, perpendicular to the surface, and suppose we want to find in any other direction, then we have to take the component of gradient in that direction, that is gradient V in the direction of some vector ar cap. This is the unit vector in that direction. In order to find the component of some vector A in the direction of vector B, then what we do? A vector dot B cap. This is the same thing. Directional derivative is the derivative of a function. This is said as derivative of a function in a particular direction. The direction will be represented by AR cap, or suppose we have to find in the direction of vector A, then what we will write? Grad V in the direction of A cap. This A cap is given as vector A divided by mod A. So today we saw the relation between the coordinate systems, the vector analysis, and the gradient. Thank you everyone. Thanks for the support. If you have any doubt, please post in the comment section and do subscribe the channel. Thank you.